I get to come to you today and be with, feet first, Janet Classy. Hello, Janet.
Hello.
We were wondering if it would be all right if we came and visited you and talked about your latest painting.
I'd love to talk about it.
Do you have a name for it?
I do indeed. This is called The Story of Us. It has a double meaning, a double title, The Story of U.S. Also, The Story of Us. Right now,
and when you say us, who are you talking about?
I'm talking about actually you and me. The story of
me?
You and me. Yes, you, Jonathan Cring and me, Janet Classy, because we traveled across the U.S. for 22 years doing shows in, I think, every state.
You may make me so famous I can finally sell off my old glossy pictures.
Yeah, I wouldn't put them on. I wouldn't put them out there quite yet.
Okay.
But it is the story of us, you and me, and the 22 years that we traveled across the U.S. But I haven't even begun painting that part yet. We're still painting the story of us, as in U period, S period, the United States.
So you drew an outline of what I assume is the Soviet Union, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. And thank you for making me feel secure about my outline. Yeah,
every third grader can tell.
Good.
We don't have any third graders here, though. That's
no, but I patterned it after third grade art. Yeah, the outline of the map of the U.S. And then we painted in, honestly, these are not supposed to be historically significant. What we did was we painted in things that I think of with these particular states or parts of the country.
So on the West Coast.
Yeah, so on the West Coast, starting up in the north, what does it do up here in the Northwest? Rains. What does it do in Seattle, in Washington State? Rain all the time. Then you come down a little bit in my coming of age. What did I think of about California? Flower power. When I was coming of age.
Where have all the flowers gone?
Yeah.
West Coast people.
Exactly. If you're going to San Francisco, be sure and wear a flower in your hair.
Or a blue hat.
Or a blue hat in my case. Just didn't have any to put in there. Don't have hair long enough to hold it in there, so we put on a hat. We also wore our Starry Starry Night tunic today.
Oh my goodness gracious.
So
that will be the talk of the village.
Yes.
Once the idiot gets back.
Then we come on down, and you know, this is a much more current sensation.
Is that barbed wire?
It is. Artistic rendering of barbed wire.
Well, why do we have barbed wire down near the Mexican border?
That's exactly my question. Why do we have a big wall? Why do we have barbed wire down on our Mexican border? I can tell you, I'm not crazy about it. And it doesn't look very friendly, does it?
Yeah.
It's not very friendly.
Very political of you.
Yeah, well, it's just my heartbreak over what our southwestern border looks like. And there's a lot of people who live in the Southwest who have heartbreak over it, too.
Oh, we just lost our Mississippi audience.
Yeah. Well, here we come, Mississippi. We're coming up to what we call our Gulf Coast.
Look at that.
Maybe even the Mississippi part of the coast and Louisiana and this part of the world.
The boat's a fishing boat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at that. Oh.
I wanted to show how volatile this water is. And it has been, hasn't it been, over the last 12 years? It's been a volatile kind of water. So we have hurricanes, but then we still have fishing boats, you know, in what you might call Mobile Bay.
So volatile water would be having a temper tantrum.
Yes, and that's why it's red. We've got some red and yellow and
liquid temper tantrums.
Liquid temper tantrums in our waterways. And then we have a lovely fishing boat still insisting on the ability to do that here in Mobile Bay. We come on over past the Panhandle and down on the Gulf Coast of Florida, which we...
Oranges.
Yes, we portray.
Oranjo.
With orange vines. Then we come around and come back up on the east coast of Florida, and we just have to have some palm trees because it's Florida, right?
And that one palm tree is in my head. It's bending severely. Maybe symbolism there, huh?
They like to do that. Palm trees like to bend sometimes. So we'll be coming on up, and I'm not even gonna tell you what I'm gonna paint. You know why?
Make these people tune in.
You know why? And I'll tune in myself because I don't know. I do know that there will be a Washington, D.C. something. There will be a New York City something.
Yeah.
And then what are we going to do
Get up there in Maine, Vermont, and New Hampshire.
Oh, and wait. I don't want to forget to tell you about my big sky. My big sky up here.
The Montana steer people.
Exactly. Montana longhorn steer. That's what these are. And they're in big sky country. So we got, we got this Ohio and Pennsylvania.
To come in.
And yeah. So we got some other parts of the U.S.
Well, this is fun, and it's called The Story
of Us.
Then in the middle of the country
is going to be us.
What we did.
In the middle of the country.
And tell them what we did for 20 how many years?
We traveled the country for 22 years doing programs of music and stories and humor. Original music, you sang. I played the oboe. I played the wind machine. You sang and told stories and talked to people.
And sometimes we switched it off.
No.
Just to keep it interesting.
No.
I played the oboe, you sang.
You never played the oboe.
Oh.
I never sang. That's why we were able to continue to have audiences.
That's why they kept inviting us.
Yes. And we crisscrossed this country how many times? 13 times?
Exactly.
We hit California. We were up there in New York State. We did tons in Florida. You and I actually met each other in Shreveport, Louisiana.
That will be a dot of some sort.
That'll be a dot of some sort. We started an orchestra together, which we ran for 8 years, I believe, where I was the conductor and you were the in-house composer in the state of Tennessee. In the state of Tennessee.
Lived out there in California for a while, too.
Lived out there in California.
Right there at that one lavender flower.
Yep. Santa Clara.
Santa Clara, California.
We did.
Right during the tech boom.
We did, right during the tech boom. As a matter of fact, I had a baby out there. But all over. We loved.
Technically, you did.
Technically, I did. All over the Midwest.
So what's going to be next?
What'll be next is going to be Washington, D.C., New York City.
Oh, it's going to be exciting.
So when you tune in next week, we'll have something to portray those two places.
Thank you very much, Ms. Glassie.
My
Thank you for letting us see
the
story of us.